Okay, sorry about that. Good morning and welcome to Quick Connect today. This is Tuesday, November 17th, and I started without my sound on. I'm sure that most of you have gone through that already, so let's start over. Today we have a special business showcase. We'll be speaking with small business owners who are celebrating Small Business Saturday this year. We're excited to hear from them and support the Shop Small campaign this holiday season. Before we begin, I would like to note that this event is being recorded and streamed live on Facebook. If you have any questions today, I invite you to drop the questions into the comment section, and we will be happy to discuss them throughout the chat. That being said, I'd like to introduce the Small Business Development Center, just give you a quick overview of what we do, and then we will start by talking to each of the business owners one-on-one. So the Small Business Development Center is located at Penn State. We offer free confidential one-on-one consulting with business consultants. We do training events, information services, referrals, and resources for our small businesses. If you'd like to get in touch with the Penn State Small Business Development Center, you can find our information on our Facebook page. But at the end of the chat, I'll be also sharing email and website and how to get in touch with the SBDC. So now that video and everything is working great, I'm going to go ahead and invite our first guest to come on. So let's start with Teresa Rinsman from Connections Clothing.
Hi.
Hi, Teresa. How are you doing today? Thanks for joining us.
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Can you start by just telling us a little bit about your business? Where are you located? What exactly do you sell?
So Connections is located in downtown State College on Allen Street, right in the main part of Allen Street. It was actually opened in 1996 by Bob Steinbach. We sell, just women's and clothing, trendy stuff, I guess, but we have a huge selection from like going out tops to sweaters and jackets, jeans. We also do men's like suits, and we do tux rentals and all of that fun stuff.
Oh, very cool. So you mentioned that it had a previous owner. What made you how did you get into owning Connections?
I worked for him all through college when I was I think I started when I was 19. I don't know. I just learned so much from him. He gave me and then I became the manager and all this stuff. And I was a business major and I always liked fashion, but I'm not a fashion designer or anything like that. And we always joked like, oh, you should buy the store when you graduate and all that. But I moved to LA when I graduated and I worked for a fashion company out there. I was their operations manager. I just had to get away, just to see. I was there for a year and a half and it was so easy and I worked so hard and I was like, why am I putting all this effort into someone's business that doesn't matter, where I could definitely put it into my own. So I meet him and I always stayed in contact. So I was like, you still want to sell the store? And he said, yeah. So
well, that's a great story. Can you tell a little bit about how COVID has affected your business?
Well, obviously we were shut down. The biggest thing is we lost out on the prom season. That's, we make a lot of money doing that. Tux rentals. We had, weddings canceled and all of that stuff. Those are the biggest things that, happened. But I will say, ever since, we were allowed to be open again, a lot of people have been shopping more. More locals, I think, have definitely been coming together and, realizing that they need to help us. But yeah, and honestly, not having football in the beginning of the fall really made a huge difference. So September and October, we were just slammed every day of the week for some reason. We were super busy, and then Saturdays we were super busy as well, which is honestly great.
Yeah, so you're saying that because there was no football, people were shopping more?
Yeah, exactly. Shopping more on Saturdays.
Oh, that's interesting. That's really cool. So what is it about your business that maybe people don't know that it brings to the community?
I think a lot of people just think automatically that, it's a boutique in downtown State College that, okay, it's just geared towards college girls. It's just all tops that only college girls or something could wear, which is not true at all. Like, I have so much stuff for everyone. And then also, I think the fact people think that our prices are going to be a lot higher than what, I don't know, what they could find somewhere else, which isn't true at all. We do have stuff that is pricier, but those are brand names. And people know that those brands cost that much, but especially with the menswear and tux rentals, people assume like Men's Warehouse is going to be less than what we are, but that's not the case at all. I think people just kind of think like a smaller store's prices are going to be more than what they could get somewhere else.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Have you had to change your marketing at all to bring in the community anymore since reopening, or is that something that you just kind of kept the same?
We kind of kept it the same. Haven't really done too much different.
Yeah, nice. So can you tell us anything about why you feel like people should shop local this year more than any other year as a small business owner?
I think people obviously, should shop local just because it's giving back, not like directly to the community, to, the local economy and all that stuff. Obviously this year, with the pandemic, like a lot of businesses were shut down for months. And I don't think people realize like any little thing, like any sale that a $20 sale, if even that, like anything helps us to pay our bills and pay our rent. And, people like we chose to have the businesses here in this community, and, we want the community to shop here.
Absolutely. That's a great point. So what are you doing anything special for Small Business Saturday? Are you planning any sales or any events?
I haven't gotten that far yet. I have not gone that far yet. Maybe we'll just see, how it goes. I don't plan out too far ahead, very week by week type of person.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, maybe on this call, you will get some ideas from some of the other small business owners. So thank you so much, Teresa, for joining us. Stick around if you don't mind. At the end, I'm going to bring everybody on for some questions. Up next, we have Ashley Fultz with Skeleton Key Boutique. Ashley, would you come on and join us and tell us a little bit about your business?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. My name is Ashley Fultz, and I'm the owner of Skeleton Key Boutique. We are mainly a women's boutique, but we also have some shoes, some accessories. Recently got a men's line in, as well as carry some kids stuff in our store. We opened online in October of 2018, and then opened our brick and mortar store May of 2019. And we're actually in the process of moving this week down to downtown Main Street, Lock Haven. So we'll be having a grand relocation on this Friday from 11 to 6 and Saturday from 10 to 2.
Wow, you have a lot going on in just a short period of time.
Yeah. So we're trying to move everything in a 2-week period, remodel, make it our own, and get moved and open here on Friday, hopefully.
Wow. Well, thank you for taking the time to join us and tell us about your business. And I know everything. This is a busy time of year for small business owners. So you started a boutique. Can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to start?
Yeah, sure. So I went to school to be a physician assistant. So I've been a physician assistant now for 12 years. I'm also a mom of 2 little boys. And I just feel like in the process of, I loved my job, but I felt like I was taking care of people all day, at work, at home. And in that process, sort of lost a little bit of myself. So initially, I've always had a love for fashion, clothes, shopping, of course. And so initially it was just, I'm going to start an online business, a little bit on the side, just with bringing in some clothes that I love and making affordable, trendy clothes for women in my area. I saw a need. There wasn't a lot here. So we sort of just opened it up, and it continued to grow. My love for it grew. And I'm just blown away by all of the local support that we've been given to grow to what we've become today.
So cool. You know, I was just reading an article this morning about women entrepreneurs, and the message was, don't skip the opportunity. If you see a need, take the opportunity, and you did just
Absolutely,
that.
yeah.
So
You never know. You never know. I mean,
yeah.
if you would have told me 3 years ago this is where I'd be, I wouldn't have believed you. So
That's great. That's
yeah.
great. I'm so glad that you found the need and you took the steps to open.
Mhm.
So obviously you've been doing a lot even through the pandemic. Has COVID affected your business?
I mean, I think COVID has affected all of us in one way or another. We were very fortunate as a business to be set up online first. So we were able to continue to do those sales. Shipping became an issue, getting clothes in and sourcing clothing became an issue. So there was definitely some drawbacks. And of course, having to close our doors for 2 months, it did affect us, but we sort of revamped during that time. We had an entire app process. So we have our own app now. So that has made it really easy for people to hop on the app. It's a free app and shop with us. We're able to go live there, show our new inventory, do discount sales. So that is sort of a way that we've sort of changed things up to make it easier online for those that don't want to come into the store. And of course, while we were closed.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. We've been talking a lot with businesses about pivoting and resilience and just taking those steps to meet your customers wherever they are. So you're a great example of that.
Yeah.
So I know that my colleague Tom is planning a lot of fun Small Business Saturday events out in Lock Haven. Are you participating in any of those? And if so, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So I mean, we've come up with an awesome idea. Tom has been wonderful in supporting us all. And just because of COVID and everything that is going on, we've decided to make it not just one Saturday. So starting Small Business Saturday, and then every Saturday leading up to the Christmas, we will be having each store. I believe there's over 30 stores participating, and we each week will be doing some sort of promotion deal to sort of bring customers in each week and also spread that out so you don't feel that you need to come in just on that Saturday. I mean, we would love to have you every Saturday. Each Saturday be something different, but just a way to sort of spread it out and create more opportunities for people to come in and shop local.
That's great. That's great. Finish us up and just tell us why it's important for people to shop local this year.
I think this year more than ever, I mean, a lot of the big big names were able to continue to serve the communities and be open during this pandemic, while unfortunately small businesses had to close their doors. So I just feel like, we have chosen to open these businesses in these local communities that mean a lot to us. And we just appreciate and need that love and support this holiday season more than ever. And we've been blown away here. I feel like there's been a huge drive to shop local, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this season and to continue to serve our community.
That's great. I think community is so important. And I know down in Lock Haven, you guys are really coming together to really make it a special event this year. So thank you so much for sharing with us about Skeleton Key Boutique. And I stick around if you don't mind. I'd like to bring you on at the end just for some group chat. So
all right, thank you.
Thank you. So up next we have Art a la carte in Elizabeth Hay, who has the same name as I do. I'm so excited to talk to you. I know that we often get confused in the community as maybe the same person, but now here we are together. We can make a difference. We can showcase our differences as well as what you do. So I am not the artist. People always think I am. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do and how you started Art a la carte?
My background, I have an art background, but I also have a retail background. Out of college, I went up to New York City and went through Saks Fifth Avenue's retail program, and that really set the bar really high. And I worked in product development, I've done branding, I've done advertising. And then back in 2007, I really started working on my art and started making jewelry, botanical jewelry, leaves, flowers redone in silver, combined with enamels and stones, and started doing shows on the East Coast, which is exhausting. It is a tough life. So around, it was 2 years ago, things just kind of coalesced where I found that this shop was going to be vacated, and it was just the perfect opportunity to bring together over 30 local artists. We feature artists that are in Arts Fest and People's Choice, as well as up and coming artists that are just trying out, the gallery / shop model. and some of the more established artists who are looking to not do as many shows, even in normal times, but still want a presence in the community. So that's kind of how it all started.
Yeah, thank you so much. And just to give the audience a better idea of where you're located, can you describe your location? You're in Bellefonte.
We're in Bellefonte. We are right downtown. I am standing looking out the front of the store, and the courthouse is right there. So we're next to the Bellefonte Walk, and State Burger is on the other side. It's just a lovely location.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a beautiful location. So tell us a little bit about more about how you about your store. So you bring together other artists. So if I was a customer that came into your store, I could find various different jewelry pieces. Also, it looks like you have wall art as well.
We do. We've got a lot of the traditional art in terms of pastels, paintings, oil paintings by a variety, watercolors, but also we specialize in kind of fine craft. So you'll find silk marbling, wet felting, beautiful wood carvings that are repainted using locally important woods like Talleyrand willow and Penns Creek basswood. We have a weaver. We've got we've got a number of fiber people. We've got quilters. So it's just a fabulous array and just really great artists. I'm just so happy with the level of artistry we have here.
Yeah, and I noticed on your website that you did classes. Are those on pause right now? Or are you doing classes?
Indefinitely. But yes, that was another big part of this is I wanted to make sure that people here had access to art. When I was learning jewelry making, I had to travel a lot, and a lot of it was self-teaching as well. So I want to provide an atmosphere where people can come in, be comfortable, smaller classes, and learn some of these arts and fine crafts. And we've had a number of classes, and when things return, we will continue to widen just in response to anything the community is looking for.
That's exciting. So speaking of how things have changed, can you talk a little bit about how COVID might have affected your business recently?
It has been a big change. We were not set up to be online, but we've pivoted, and we've been doing a series called From Our Studios, where I've had the artists either get pictures at home so we can see what people's studios look like, because the art is gorgeous, but a lot of us just have messy studios, and we love working like that, and it's just really interesting to see artists at work and where they work. Also, we are really pushing to make things safe and easy shopping, and that means so going forward for the holidays, we have you can come in, and we're very safe. We're all normally masked, limited customers, but also we're working on virtual custom shopping. So somebody can call us, let us know what they're looking for in terms of, give me a budget, give me some interest of the person, and I will send you back custom pictures of things we have available that I think might work for you. And then we mail gift certificates, but we also mail packages. So you don't even have to come in. We will, box and bow and ship your package directly from here, and curbside pickup.
That's great. I know a lot of people who can't think of gift ideas. So if you're listening and you need some gift ideas, just call up our a la carte. They will help you out. So that's really great. Before we move on, why do you think it's more important this year than other years to shop small and shop local?
With your support here, it's not just the shop. It is over 30 of your neighbors. It is people in this community that can't do classes right now, they can't teach classes, they can't go to shows and sell things. This is one of their outlets. So it's just, in this time, I mean, we all need to kind of feel the love of the support of our communities, and the money you spend now, even just buying a gift certificate, provides short-term just a way for us to continue and have the money to continue now, so we're there later. So yeah, the short term will definitely help us be there in the long term.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point. And gift certificates are a great way. I know that people have always typically bought gift certificates to bigger back stores, but if they can buy them for local businesses this year more than ever, it's a great opportunity. So thank you, Elizabeth. It was really nice to chat with you. Stick around if you don't mind. We're going to bring everybody back at the end. I'd like to next welcome Douglas Albert from Uncle Eli's Art Supplies. Douglas, would you like to join me on camera?
Here I am.
You have your
Wait a minute.
video there, Douglas.
I was on before. Please bear with me.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time. We're excited to.
Okay.
We can hear you now. We can see
Okay.
you. Welcome.
Okay. Hi.
Thank you for joining us today. Why don't you start and tell us a bit about your business?
I could talk a lot about my business, but in a nutshell, Uncle Eli's has been in State College. This is my 50th year. I'm the old man in the group here. I started Uncle Eli's in 1970 when I was an art student at Penn State. And there was a need, plus there was a need to have a good art supply store, and I knew nothing, absolutely zero about business, but I knew I had to keep my student deferment so I wouldn't get drafted. So I had to start a business. That's it in a nutshell. And I figured if I might as well sell something that I knew something about, which was art supplies. I started in what was then People's Nation. With all due respect to Art Fine, I was in the original People's Nation. And it was a conglomerate of, call it for want of a better word, hippie stores. I didn't stay there long. I moved out of there after around 9 months because the space was too confining, and I didn't have locks on my door. And I think the people that ran People's Nation were getting a lot of free markers from me. And I've moved 5 times subsequently, 5 times around town till I found my location up on Beaver Avenue, where I've been since 1975. And I diversified early. When I moved up there, I had enough space to go into custom framing, posters, gifts, greeting cards, ephemera, but more importantly, trying to supply the best selection and quality of art materials for the community and for the student body. And the goals of my business really haven't changed over the last 50 years. I'm trying to keep the same standards that I've always had up there.
Very nice, very nice. Well, thank you again for joining us. I'm really excited to see part of your store in the background as well. So thank you for that. Have you been affected by COVID? Obviously, all the small businesses have been affected by COVID. Is there something that you want to say about the pandemic and how it's affected your business?
Well, I think like I'd echo everything that Teresa and Ashley and Elizabeth have said. We've all been affected because I'm not internet orientated as much as the other businesses you've spoken with so far. And I truly, both up at Uncle Eli's and I'm down here at my gallery across from the Tavern Restaurant, which I opened in 1981. Primarily, I depended on local people and walk-in traffic, and most importantly, visitors that came to State College. And there's no visitors now. So I've been reaching out to my better clients personally, one-on-one via emails and texts. And I've been doing a lot of business that way with the collectors that have very good relationships with. But it has been a disaster. I think I hate to say it, but when there's nobody on the street, there's nobody walking in your door. And I like one-on-one contact. That's the way I've always run my business, and it won't be like this forever. It will change, and it will get back, not soon. And we just have to be patient and try to weave amongst all the obstacles that are being thrown in front of us right now, which I think everybody so far is doing a tremendous job doing.
Yeah, business owners are the most resilient people I've met lately. They all have great stories of how they've stuck with it, even on the hard days. Are you going to be doing any Small Business Saturday events this year?
I don't have anything. I've always participated in it, and I haven't noticed a lot over the years. I've always, had specials, put signs up. I don't think Small Business Saturday, to be frank, is really resonating with the public like it is with American Express. Uh, I think they started that for a reason. They want people to use their American Express cards. I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to be really hard to get, I like to use the word grown-ups out on the street this holiday season. I think there's still a lot of apprehension and fear about going out. I think the hardcore shoppers will still come out, but Small Business Saturday will grow, and I think it's a great idea. But I'm going to do the same thing that I do every Saturday and try to give good customer service and be here and offer some refreshments and just see what happens.
I think that's a great idea. I think as Teresa had mentioned, or Ashley actually had mentioned, that businesses aren't just celebrating one Saturday this year. It's
Correct.
the entire holiday season, whether it be every Saturday or every day. You're just going to be doing the same thing you do every day and offering great customer service and talking to your customers, and that's the way you like to do it. So I've actually been in your store many years ago. I remember interacting with you. You probably don't remember me because you have lots of people coming in and out, but I do remember your customer service and your one-on-one special touch that you give. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, if you could stick around just to the end, I'd love to chat a little bit more at the end with all the businesses.
No problem.
Okay. So up next, we have Gastonian Gifts. We have Barbara Miele. Barbara, would you mind turning on your video and coming on mute so we can chat a little bit about your business?
Okay, am I there?
Yes. Hi, Barbara. How
Hi,
are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So you are not in State College and you're not in Lock Haven. Can you tell us where you're located?
I'm in Williamsport, and we are on the corner of West 4th Street and Pine Street. We're catty corner from Alabaster's Coffee Shop and next to Otto's Bookstore. We've been here for 15 years.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay. So for those people listening right now, can you tell us about your business? What do you do? What do you sell?
We sell a variety of everything, and we try to have price points for everybody. So we have expensive, we have not as expensive, and we have mediocre. My daughter and I started the store in 2005, and we've grown over the years. We now serve with Vera Bradley. We have Alex Zanani, which is jewelry, which is handcrafted in Rhode Island. And we pride ourselves in having local artists and US-based companies. Right now, we have well over 85 of them. And we also like to treat our customers as though we wanted to be treated. So when they come in, we try, not that you can remember everybody by first name, but even a face, a hi, and they know that, and they like that about us.
Yeah, I've noticed that with all of the small business owners on here, that they like to really interact with their customers and give that small business touch. And I think that's an important part of this talk today, is to highlight that the small business owners really interact with their customers and have that community feel. So thank you for that. So what is the value that your business brings to your town? I personally don't know as much about Williamsport as State College, because that's where I live. Can you tell a little bit about how you're rooted in the Williamsport area?
Well, I'm from South Williamsport, which is across the bridge. And we were doing craft shows, and we looked around, and we had found a spot on West 3rd Street. And then we were there for 3 years. We actually rented from a fella in Lock Haven. And then we moved our store up on 4th Street because that's where all the businesses are. So we always said if we could just pick up the store and move it, which we literally did. And we've been there ever since, and we love it. And we tried, I don't know, it's a small town, but everybody, I don't know, like they always say, somebody knows somebody. Mm-hmm. And, you kind of intertwine. We have a lot of people who come in from State College to shop. I had one lady that used to come just to buy our cards, because we pride ourselves in buying US based or local artists. So
very nice, very nice. Now I noticed that you have taken some of your products online. Is that a recent change or?
No, well, we just went to a new system, yes, but actually we've been doing that. It's just we're doing more of it now, because with the times we have to think outside the box. even when the pandemic hit, we closed March 16th. We reopened the weekend of Mother's Day, which was usually always our biggest weekend, and it was. But we actually send all over. I've sent things overseas. I even sent to Hughesville, which is only like an hour, half hour away, but people don't want to come out. They're afraid. So we offer all these different services. We do the website, we do the Facebook, the Instagram. And during the pandemic, I did a lot of sales on there. I would go into the store and I would do videos. And I've had customers recently ask me, would you please do your videos again? So I did one the other day. I think it's more entertaining than anything, but they do buy a lot from it. So, we offer the curbside pickup, and, they can come in and make arrangements if they're afraid. A lot of people are still afraid to come out. They can come in at a time when nobody's there. And we offer whatever they need to do, we'll do for them. We accommodate them.
Very nice. Very nice. Is Williamsport, or are you doing any small business Saturday events this year?
Yes, we are. Our city, actually, the Downtown Business Association has last several years had on Small Business Saturday. They do. It's almost like when you go into a store. I forget what it's called. Book Pass, I think. A small shopping book pass, and then we stamp. We all have a different stamp. So when they come in and purchase something in your store, you stamp that. And after they get, I can't remember if it's 12 stamps, they go into a drawing because all of the stores give a prize. So then they can win all these prizes, which is nice. And Small Business Saturday for us has always been one of our biggest days. I have to say, in the last couple of years, that is busier than Black Friday. People know you then. They say, it's local, I'm going to go and I'm going to support them, which is wonderful because, but I always tell them, we're here year round. So, but our store is open 7 days a week. So we were closed with limited hours during the pandemic, but now we're back to 7 days a week. So.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that, shopping small doesn't have to be 1 day a year. It can be all year round. It's just kind of a choice that the customers need to make. So can you tell me a little bit about why you think shopping small, as I just mentioned, might be important this year? And I like how you mentioned important going forward.
Well, the majority of our stores downtown, they use local. We use local artists and local to global, I always say. But it's not from China. And a lot of people don't want that. I've had people come in and we sell masks, just for an instance. We have all these different masks. We have Vera Bradley, we have different artists, and they buy the artist. Well, a lot will still buy Vera Bradley because of the name, but they want the artist because it's not made in China. So, and that's what you have to, you respect their luck, what they need. But I do want to specify, we're very cautious with our cleaning, and we spray and everything. So not to be afraid. Please come see all of us downtown. We've all taken all precautions to keep everybody safe.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope you get a lot of shoppers this year, and it's one of your best Small Business Saturdays as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. If you don't mind, stick around. I'm going to bring everybody back on at the end for some group questions, but I'd like to
Sure.
Introduce your neighbor kind of across the street from you, Alabaster Coffee.
Right.
Carl, would you like to come on and join me?
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Good, good. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, where you're located? Barbara just gave us a little bit of a hint about where you're located, but can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, for sure. So again, we're downtown Williamsport. We're on 4th and Pine Street. I think of it as a really one of the busier kind of intersections that we have downtown. Amidst a number of small shops, all of our parades and our big, outdoor events, when those happen, those all pass through here. Chamber of Commerce is right here. It's a great spot. I love it. Yeah, that's where we are, and we've been here for 10 years. So.
Cool, very cool. So tell us about what you do. You're not just coffee; it's coffee roaster and tea company in your name. But what kind of products
Correct.
do you offer?
Yeah, so beyond just your standard coffee shop, where we really began was as a coffee roastery. You know, I was a Penn State student. I studied music at Penn State, and so I spent a lot of time, you know, at the cheese shop and at Saints, and that was a big, you know, really cultivated a love of coffee for me. And so I always wanted to roast. And when my wife and I moved back to Williamsport, 2007, I was actually a pastor at the time here at a local church. You know, we wanted to get involved in business. We knew that we loved the city, and we wanted to be here. We wanted to raise our family here, and see what we could do to continue to invest in the city, and just kind of do our best to make a difference, you know, in whatever we were doing. And we felt like there was room within the kind of the service and food sphere to continue pursuing coffee. So we opened up Alabaster. You know, in two little rooms in our building. We had about 1,000 square feet. Started our roaster, had a little coffee bar, and about 6 years ago, we were able to expand, still within our footprint. We have built an all new coffee bar. It's about 1,500 square feet now, just for that. So there's the retail side. We also have a pretty large wholesale side. That's almost half of our business. So we wholesale roast for a variety of customers. It's other coffee shops, it's restaurants, it's breweries and ice cream places, offices, churches. So we do that. Also do a lot of consultation as well for new coffee shops. In the midst of helping a friend who's in New Jersey open up a coffee shop right now. So we did a lot of design and layout training with him and his staff. Installation of equipment and getting them set up to go. So it's a pretty wide range, you know, and even within our roasting, you know, we get to be involved in the supply chain, which we love. So just about every year we're traveling to a couple different countries to visit with some of our different, you know, coffee producing partners, and just to help to learn and do that with them. So it's pretty expansive. It's a lot bigger than I anticipated when we first opened.
That's very cool. That's, you know, when I talk to entrepreneurs, seeing them be able to pursue a passion and make it into a career is one of the best journeys to follow along in the entrepreneurial journey. So thank you for sharing where you've come. So what about you? Have you been affected by COVID? Have you had to make any changes or pivots in your business due to COVID? If so, what has that been?
Yeah, there was a lot, and it happened all really, really quickly. You know, over the course of a handful of days is when it all kind of went down, right, in early March. You know, and for us, like I said, you know, almost half of our regular business is wholesale. And that was something that almost completely went away, you know, because a lot of our larger partners, you know, we have a collegiate partner that we roast for. They didn't have students in, so, you know, there was not a real coffee need there. Restaurants, even if they were still serving for like to go or takeout, they weren't really selling coffee with that. You know, so really our primary wholesale that continued were breweries. Actually, you know, we were lucky to work with about a half dozen breweries to do coffee beers. So that, you know, that was great, but you know, the rest of the wholesale just kind of evaporated. You know, our retail, we did fully close for a couple weeks to just kind of get our bearings and, you know, come up with a plan of what we thought best to move forward and continue taking some steps throughout the summer with limited reopenings. You know, a little bit here and a little bit here. Hopefully that we could, you know, again, do something and never have to go backwards. You know, a little lateral motion is okay. But it was hard. You know, it was really, really tough. Thankfully, we did have an online and a web presence that we never invested real heavily on. But that was enormous. You know, in the first 2 months of kind of pandemic and shutdown, through our website, we shipped as many orders as we did the previous 12 months.
Wow.
You know, so it was big, and that actually became, you know, it was a strain for us, you know, in that way. So that was thankfully one of those like saving graces that I'm glad was there, because that was a really, really big help in the beginning.
That's very interesting. I feel like a lot of small businesses, kind of as you mentioned, shut down and tried to figure out how to reopen, but once they reopened, stay open. So making all those accommodations with PPE and online systems and making sure that everybody was comfortable to be accommodated where they were at. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, and sorry, and I was going to say, and for us too, I mean, we have about a dozen staff, and almost everyone, we had to lay off at the beginning. And as we were able to bring folks back, partially, why I wanted to make smaller steps is that if we brought folks back, I want to be able to keep them back, and not ping pong people around on whether, they're on unemployment, they're not on unemployment. Again, just one of those rough pieces that as an owner, you hope you never have to deal with, but that's where we were.
Yes. And you're as a small business owner, what people don't realize is that your employees become your family. And so you want to take care of them just like you take care of your family. So that's an important note to make. Thank you. Okay, so what about for Small Business Saturday? Do you have any events going on? What do you see this year for your business?
Yeah, as Barbara said, we have a great small business passport program that our business association puts on, and that's really, really awesome. A lot of people participate in that. We see great buy-in from our local businesses. For us, kind of Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, as was echoed by some other folks, it's never really been about just those 2 days for us. They're a little better, but they're not, the best days of the year for us. I'd say more so that really opens up kind of the holiday season. And so we move a little bit more into gift packages, where we're bundling some different coffees together, and we're putting together some home brewing equipment. We've done some classes. We're releasing today a new thing where we're going to do a virtual online coffee tasting. It's going to be kind of like coffee tasting 101, right? So buy that for yourself. You get some coffees, you learn how to taste some journals, and we'll actually facilitate, online a tasting. We've had really good reception from folks that have just been interested in learning how to do coffee better at home or in their office. And with us really being a roast to order place and looking at coffee as a perishable, we really see our big spike in business kind of the 2 weeks before Christmas. So this is now also, hey, be thinking about us, as you're ready to buy, gifts, and, whether it's for your friend's office, whatever. But yeah, moving through there, this is the kind of the marketing and extra advertising phase.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Well, I hope you have a really good Small Business Saturday, as I do for the rest of our small businesses. In fact, I'm going to invite everybody to come back on camera and unmute as we go through some rapid fire questions. I ask these questions on every Quick Connect. I do this Quick Connect every Tuesday. And it's just a great way to get to know our small business owners a little bit better. So we're going to start with the first question, and I'll throw it at Elizabeth Hay. If the audience walked away from today's session with one key takeaway, what would you want it to be?
Shop local, support local, buy local, and share it with your neighbors and friends. Walk into a shop and ask how you can help support them. Grab business cards, pass them out. Post experiences of, good experiences on Facebook, and also share those with other people.
Yeah, that's a great point. Sharing your experiences and giving feedback helps to promote the businesses on different platforms. Great point. How about to Carl? If the audience walked away with one question, one main takeaway, what would you want that to be?
Yeah, maybe it sounds cheesy. We care about you, and we want to see you. We want to continue to serve you.
I'm on a Zoom call now.
Go ahead.
That's good. And because of that, I think all of us probably, we want to give back, when we get donation requests and we do this, like we want to do that, and so it's not a plea for help, but we want to continue to be here and support you guys. So please come see us. We love you. We're not scary.
That's true. That's true. Teresa, what do you think? Do you have one key takeaway for our audience today?
Sorry, my phone is ringing, so I was just waiting for one of the employees to pick it up. What was the question again?
If there was a key takeaway from today's session, what would you want it to be for the audience, just to kind of realize about small businesses?
Just kind of like what everyone else said, anything, like all the support, even if you haven't shopped with us in years, even just like writing a good review or leaving a good review, all of those things like add up. I think, specifically in State College and in like the downtown, to come down. We're not just all here for like the college kids and whatnot. I think that is just a huge problem, that people just think that everything is for the college kids, which is not true. So
that's a good point. Thank you, Teresa. I'm going to go to the next question, and I'm going to ask Douglas Albert of Uncle Eli's to answer this one. Who is your favorite entrepreneur and why? Wait, hold on, we need to unmute you.
Okay.
There we go.
Boy, I know a lot of people don't like Elon Musk, but you got to give that man a lot of credit. He's a genius. I know that personality-wise, he's got some issues. I like all entrepreneurs that are willing to take risk and think outside the box. So there's really not one. That's a tough question to answer. I mean, I want to sound.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Elon Musk is a jack of all trades, master of none?
No, I don't. I don't own stock in Tesla or anything like that. Trust me. I think that he takes his knowledge and spreads it out all over the place, not just space, manufacturing. He's a humanitarian too. So I have to stick with him. There's something about that guy that I find bewildering and amazing at the same time.
Yes, certainly. I agree. I think he's a genius, and I think he's a master of a lot of trades. Yes. What about you, Ashley? Do you have a favorite entrepreneur? And if so, why?
Well, I have to agree with Douglas in the fact that I think all entrepreneurs are pretty amazing. It takes a lot of guts and just drive and unbelievable amount of dedication and hours to own your own business. If I had to choose one, I actually work with a business coach. Her name's Emily Benson. She's out of Boston, and she had her own boutique truck years ago, and now has just a business coaching group that she does, and she's taken me under her wing, and she's been an incredible support system to me. So if I had to choose one, it's her. But again, I just have to give credit to all business owners and entrepreneurs out there, because it is not an easy task.
That's absolutely true. And it's great that you mentioned mentors and our tribe that helps us as entrepreneurs to pull us through. That's an important part of being an entrepreneur. Elizabeth, were you raising your hand to share a favorite entrepreneur?
Yeah. Okay. So keeping it local, Joyce Mills of Helen Fox. She opened a women's boutique in a rather quiet town, Bellefonte, years ago. Not known for its retail experience, not having a lot of shops, and she just knocked it out of the park. She's got a great, just a great sense of merchandising. And she serves sizes 2 through 22. She only gets a small slice of clothing, so you're not going to see your outfit all around central Pennsylvania. And she is so hardworking, and she makes women just feel valued and beautiful. She's amazing.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of her information on Facebook lately. I'm going to have to try to meet her one of these days soon. She may be coming on this show. Warn her.
I will.
Okay, we have time for one more question. And so this last question, I'm going to have you start out, Carl. Can you describe your favorite small business experience?
Yeah, so my favorite small business experience, really early on when I was just kicking around whether we were going to do this coffee thing, right? I was looking for places that I could learn from. They were outside of my immediate area, and I just sent some cold emails. I got a response from some now very dear friends, Josh and Jess Steffi, that own Square One Coffee down in Lancaster. And I just said, hey, I'm this kid who doesn't know really much about coffee. I'm trying to learn. And they said, come on down, we'll teach you. And they invited me in. They let me like shadow roast with them. They answered all my questions. Kind of through that, I really learned the value of just being open and willing, to bring some people alongside you. So again, and they become friends and mentors through that. That was very much a small business experience that changed the trajectory and impacted like who we are today.
That's a great point. I think when I ask this question weekly, have people who have gone above and beyond what they really naturally have to do are often people that are called out as great business owners. I'm just going to leave this open. Does anybody else have an experience they'd like to share?
I'll share one. We frequent a local restaurant in Lock Haven, Stella A's, and they have become like family. And that's one of my favorite things about small businesses is they get to know you, you get to know them, and create relationships. But my youngest son, who just turned 5, loves to order Shirley Temples. And we went there for lunch one day, and I didn't know this at the time, but the bartender saw us walk in and realized that they didn't have cherries, and so went to a local store to buy the cherries and come back to make sure that he got his Shirley Temple.
Oh, that's so great. That really makes the experience really personal and wonderful. Mm-hmm. That's a great story. Thanks for sharing that. Elizabeth, I saw your hand go up. Go ahead and share your experience with us.
Yeah, it's not one experience. It's a culmination, and it happens every day almost, where we'll have somebody come in and they connect with the artist without the artist even being there, that they see something from the artist in their work. And the other thing is during classes, is when somebody gets it, that they can do art. It's not just the teacher who can do art, they can do the art too. So it's just beautiful aha moments like that are just great and uplifting.
That's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Teresa or Douglas, do you guys have experiences you'd like to share?
Yeah, one of my biggest things, before I even knew what I wanted to do, like with my life, I was like, oh, I want to do something that like I'm helping someone. So just helping people find the perfect outfit there's people that struggle with, looking in the mirror and what they see versus whatnot. But I've connected with so many different customers and stuff over the years. And even before I owned the store, we had these customers that would come in and I knew them. And it's just fun now that now I was 19 when I started working there. Now I'm 26 and like they still come in and like over the years we're still like growing together and like, just having those strong customer bases and, helping people just feel good about themselves. That's one of the reasons why I got it. Like I wanted to buy the store because it's not, making someone's day makes such a difference. So
those personal connections are so important in small businesses. Thank you so much. Douglas, you want to finish us off with an experience? We're going to unmute you though.
Okay. This might sound really like corny, but I think the experience that I'm having today, learning from all the other business owners here, I've picked up so much useful information. I'm kind of maybe stuck in my own ways, and I'm just really encouraged to see younger people coming up through the food chain. I'm totally impressed with everybody. And Elizabeth, I can't wait to come in and see what you've got there. Encouraging support of local art. You're all doing from my perspective here, listening to you, this has been one of the best small business experiences I've had in a long time. And thank you for joining and letting me learn from you.
Yeah, thank you, Douglas, for joining us. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to tell the stories of the small businesses and hope that the community will come together in support of small businesses this year and then every day moving forward. So that's kind of the intention of getting everybody together. And thank you so much to everybody joining for sharing your experiences with myself and with our audience. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up with just a little bit more information. So I'm going to go ahead and share our screen. Throughout this talk today, we've actually dropped all your business information into the chat on both in Zoom and on Facebook. So if you resonated with any of these small businesses, please think about joining, shopping online, getting in and seeing what's going on locally as well. Again, a special thank you to each and every one of the businesses that joined us today. Carl Fisher from Alabaster Coffee and Tea Company, Elizabeth Hay from A La Carte, Teresa Ritzman from Connections, Barbara Miele from Gastonian Gifts, Ashley Foltz from Skeleton Key Boutique, just moving downtown as we speak, and Douglas Albert from Uncle Eli's Artist Market. We really appreciate you joining us today. And coming up next week, we're actually going to be talking to Small Business Saturday Neighborhood Champions. So these are people who support Small Business Saturday, downtown improvement districts, and chambers of commerce. And we're going to be talking to them a little bit about what they're doing to celebrate Small Business Saturday, but also how they think that the public can better support small businesses. So join us next week. We'll be having another showcase of all those neighborhood champions. And we appreciate your support of small businesses. This is a little bit more information about the SBDC. You can find us on sbdc.psu.edu. We have one-on-one business consulting. You can email us if you want to get connected as a small business. We really specialize in making that one-on-one connection with our business owners to help them in any way that they need. So if you're looking to get in touch with a business consultant, that's a free service offered by the Penn State SBDC. Finally, you can follow us on social, Facebook. Most of you are probably viewing us there. We're also on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Our marketing director does a really good job of making sure that we post the most up-to-date information about small business grants, COVID-related pandemic assistance, and beyond that, just other ways, other workshops, other things we do to support our small businesses. So thank you so much for joining us on Quick Connect today, and we'll see you next week. Thank you to our small business owners, and good luck with Small Business Saturday. We hope it's fruitful for all of you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.